Welcome to Tarun IAS. My name is Rohit Kumar. Today I am going to start again 1 September 2022 a current affair which is taken from the Indian Express and the Hindu, and it is a very important for our UPSC prelims exam and the mains exam. So let's start from the first is the human trafficking. Human trafficking, first of all, that we should know about that this news is important to GA's second paper. GA's second paper, and we already know that human trafficking. So human trafficking, you already know that it's a mention in Article 23 in Indian Constitution. It is a fundamental rights to exploitations against. So Article 23 say that prohibitions of the human trafficking and the forced labor. So it's a very important here. This data you can see that according to the latest report of NCRB, you already know, maybe I think NCRB National Crime Report Bureau. So this data is released by NCRB, and this data say that the convictions rate in the human trafficking cases across the country continue its declining mode and the decreasing mode. Point is that data say that while the police filled the charge sheet in 84.7%, and the report that 2,189 cases already be just charge sheeted, but 2,189 in the cases, only 16% of the cases saw convictions. It means simply you can say that anti-human trafficking units just registered 2,889 cases, but convictions is only 16%. Let's see here. So what is the reason behind and which state has a most of convictions rate? See here in the case of here. See here, the data of convictions was not available for the 11 states. It means you can see that 17 states, this data is just came from 17 states. It means 11 states has no data. 8 states and 3 union territories saw no convictions at all. It means, and the one thing is also, human trafficking day by day it's increasing in our country. But point is that, let's top performer state, especially Jharkhand. Jharkhand conviction is 84.2% in 92 cases in 2021. But in the case that highest number of trafficking cases was registered in Telangana. It means Telangana, Maharashtra and the Assam has the highest number of the cases. But except Telangana, all states saw a dip in cases in 2022 during the pandemic. It means human trafficking, you already know that it's a inhuman activity. In the just reference of the human trafficking, the people just force as the labor forces, or sometime in the field of the prostitutions. So it's a very inhuman activity for society. This is all these things. Zero conviction 2021 is Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Goa, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh. Karnataka, Odisha and all these states has no convictions rate, no human trafficking data. So this is related to GS second, and maybe such type of the topic always be asked in the paper prelims exam and the mains exam. Article 23, it's related to human trafficking, right? Now move on another topic. It is related to GDP. You already know that GDP, gross domestic product. So RBI report, the RBI estimated that first quarter GDP up to 13.5% lower than. It is a report of the RBI estimations. This topic is related to Indian economy, and you already know that what is the GDP? GDP, it means simply that this is a method, calculations method. This you can say that GDP It's a simply a measurement of or goods and value, measurement in the rupees in the form of the money, goods and services in particular 1 year. It means simply news say that GDP ki the Indian economy grew 13.5% from a year ago in the April-June quarter this fiscal, and the fastest 1 year growth rate is 4 quarter. And you can say that the lead by the higher householder consumption also. It means the GDP is increasing because that higher consumption. If you are not be going to consume to anything, how would I just product our company? Because demand is important. So demand is just increasing, and due to demand is increasing, our production rate is also increasing. So RBI estimation is that there is a lower than RBI estimations. GDP growth was likely be around to 16.2% in the first quarter. So this is related to, and the Indian economy toward achieving to 7%. Our GDP growth rate is 7% in the fiscal year. So this is a good sign for after COVID-19, because during the COVID-19 our GDP rate was minus in the negative 7 point, and right now it is in the positive direction. So it's a good for our Indian economy, right? So now move on another topic. It's related to core sector. It's topic related to core sector. It's also the part of related to GDP. Yes, third related to Indian economy. Core sector output or at the 6 month lower crude and naturals. You already know that there is 8 core sector in our Indian economy. If you will think on the base of the economy has 3 mainly sector: primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Secondary sector is also be called to manufacturing sector, and in manufacturing sector 8 type of the core sector in our Indian economy. Let me here just think that how many type of the core sector here: coal sector, crude oil, natural gas, refinery, steel, and the fertilizer and electricity. These are 8 core sector which is very important for our Indian economy, or this core sector always be asked in the prelims exam. So we should focus here point. So first let me, what is the here data? Data is that core sector impacted. First of all, that IIP it's called to index of industrial production, because all the core sector data is just taken from or may be calculated by the IIP. Okay, so may weighs down to the growth of index to industrial production in July from 6.7% in the June. In mid-core industrials make up to 14.3% in this. So all 8 sectors saw a month on the month slow down in the growth. It means our core sectors day by day it's declining in the mode. It means growth rate is down. Okay, so there is 8 infrastructure. So this core sector related questions always we ask in our prelims paper. So it will good for examinations, and this data always become in the prelims and mains exam. Now common to related to unemployment rate. You already know that this is also the part of Indian economics, relevance for the GS third paper, and the urban jobless decline is to 7.6%. It means our unemployment rate is decreasing day by day, because you already facing last 2 years continuously to COVID-19 situation in our country. It's a pandemic, and due to COVID-19 our unemployment rate was high, and now so urban jobless decline to 7.6%. So let me check here data. First of all, that this data is taken from NSO. This data is taken from the National Statistical Office. NSO recently said, NSO said that unemployment rate for the persons is in 15 year and the urban areas declining. It means right now it's a 7%, but last year you can say that it was a 12.6%. So 12.6% that time COVID-19 was just COVID-19 situation in our country, April-June. Right now it's a 7.6 in April-June. Unemployment, what is unemployment? Unemployment, it means jobless. We have no job, we are just seeking the job, right? So defining in all the firm. So what was the reason behind to this high unemployment rate? Reason was that COVID related to restriction in the country, and we are not be going on job, all these things because of the COVID-19 pandemic impact. We are facing to unemployment situation in our country also. At that time it was a very tough situation for our country. Okay, so you can see one thing is also data here. There is a 15th periodic labor force survey, and according to periodic labor force survey, you can say that unemployment rate people aged 15 years above in January to March was 8.2% in urban area. It means urban area age of from the 15 years more than, it means January and March 8.2% is the urban area, it's a unemployment rate, right? Jobless among the female age 15 year and above is urban area is declining, it means 9.5%. Day by day its unemployment rate is declining in urban area, in women, okay. And among the males, the unemployment rate in urban areas dipped to 7.1% April-June and compared to 12.2% in year ago. 1 year ago it was 12.2%, and right now April-June its data is 7.1%. So this is a very important for our examination purposes. It will better that just try to focus or try to quote this data in your mains exam. So thank you very much. So we will meet to another videos. So today it's a thank you very much.